Good morning. It's the beginning of day 6. Yesterday ended pretty wild for me. I was at that Indian Grave gap when it started to storm, and I was just standing there under my umbrella, and it just started to rain harder and harder and harder, and lightning was striking, and I was getting wet under my umbrella. My rain jacket was actually in my pack. That was a big mistake. I should have just put that on immediately, but instead I sat there under my umbrella and just crossed my fingers that it would pass, and all it did was just get worse. So I started to get soaked, but eventually the lightning passed, and the rain did let up a little bit, so I just decided to go for it and started climbing up Trey Mountain. The lightning stayed away. I was able to safely summit, but I was in a cloud, and it was raining, and my adrenaline was pumping, and when I got up there, this kind of crazy, narrow, exposed ridge, rocky ridge, right at the top, you could tell that if the weather was good, you'd have 360-degree views, just kind of standing at this narrow peak. But I got up there, and I threw my hands up, and I gave a couple shouts, hollers as loud as I could, and then descended down quickly to Trey Mountain Shelter, where I am right now. Just been hiking downhill in this thick rhododendron tunnel, and pretty much stopped raining for now, but I've been hiking next to this stream. I can hear it, and check out what we got here. A little green bench, and a little waterfall. I just picked up half a liter about a quarter mile back, but I'm gonna chug that, maybe sit there just to say I did, and I'm gonna get some water from that thing, because that is awesome. Alright, so back here at Dick's Gap, just ended that last video. I came up to this little kiosk and I saw 2 bins, and I was like, what is that? And it says Trail Magic. Trail Magic. That one's empty, and in there, feminine products. So it's an interesting Trail Magic. I wonder what was in there. But anyway. So I just passed Plum Orchard Shelter, and that was the approximate 15-mile mark for today. I was going to stop there and take my first real break of the day and eat food, and I got there, and I don't know, I was just feeling some kind of way, and I just passed it. And the trees are kind of in the way, but anyway, I'm on my way to Muskrat Shelter, which will be a 22-mile day for me, my biggest so far. And I'll be really glad when I get there. Give myself a big pat on the back, but I got a huge climb. It's going up to like 4,700 feet, and steep. Just the closer you get to the top, the steeper it gets. I got that standing in between me and my destination, my rest for the day. So I guess when I got to that break spot at the shelter, I kind of just, wanted to face the challenge sooner than later, because I know it's going to be tough. And it's, approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so, and it still might rain. So for all those reasons, I decided to just push on, and that's what I'm doing. Ooh, kind of see some stuff over there. The peak is to the right behind those leaves, but that's a big one, and that's where I'm going. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that I skipped that break, because I do have plenty of time now. You know, if the climb gets real difficult, I can slow it down to a snail's pace and not have my heart jump out of my chest, and still get there, you know, with plenty of daylight. And even though it's not raining right now, it did rain all morning. I am damp. I wouldn't say I'm soaking wet, but I'm damp, so I want to get to that shelter as soon as possible and take off these wet clothes and try to get dry, eat a bunch of food. But yeah, that's the plan, and this is the trail. Check back in later. Southern Nantahala or Nantahala Wilderness. You know what that means. North Carolina's coming up. Probably past the border here in just a couple miles. There it is. Leaving Georgia, entering North Carolina. Alright, I'm a few minutes into North Carolina. I just hit Bly Gap. This is just a little gap before you start ascending this mountain. I forget the name of the mountain. I know the shelter is Muskrat Shelter. Check out this tree. Kind of a crazy situation going on here, but anyway, I am toasted. My legs are so spent. I skipped lunch, dehydrated, mentally having to use all my tricks. But you know what? I'm so glad that I pushed on and didn't stop for the night at the last shelter, because once I get over this massive peak, I will have done my first 20, and I will have hiked all day and given it everything that I had, so I can go to bed feeling good. All right, going up.